Okay, update number 3 here. Trump is deploying National Guard to 19 other states amid the crime crackdown. So things have been going well in Washington, D.C., and it looks like they want to expand this. So here's kind of um, I want to preface this with people being concerned and upset that there's going to be troops in your cities or your town and these things. He's a dictator, and this is the takeover of America. Normally, I would be on board with you with that sentiment, and I would say this is a bad idea, and it goes down a dark road. It leads to worse things. Here's the problem, and the issue with this. You already have people unsafe in their own cities and their own towns. I've already done some stories and shown some videos in D.C. of Black community members coming out and saying, "Thank you, Trump, for what you're doing. We feel safer. We feel like we can walk around without being robbed, attacked, or whatever was happening to them." It's all the white leftist idiots that are out there protesting. They're angry about it, and they're fighting back because they don't like Trump, and they think that they're fighting on behalf of the poor minorities that don't have a voice of their own. In the meantime, the minority community is going out and going, "No, we feel safe. We're happy about what's happening. Thank you." And those are taxpayers who are saying, "Thank you for keeping us safe." So with deploying the military, you've got corrupt DAs that George Soros has helped financially back and get into office. They will not prosecute criminals. They end up giving them a slap on the wrist and putting them back out on the street. The corrupt prosecutors that are lefties will not go hard after these criminals and end up saying, "Well, we're dropping it, or we're letting you go, or it's a misdemeanor, and we're putting you back out on the street." And then the mayors and governors themselves that are putting down an edict of, police stand down, don't go after these people. I'll give you one really good example. If you remember in California, they had set a new bill or a new position to go by where if you stole less than $999, it would only be a misdemeanor. It wouldn't be like grand theft, larceny, or something like that. So if you remember seeing some of the videos at the time, people were going into Walgreens and CVS's and whatever places with a large trash bag, and they were grabbing everything they wanted off the shelf, putting it in the trash bag. The security officer was told by upper management not to stop them, not to detain them for when police arrived. And they were able to walk out with all of that product, and most of the time, the police and authorities did not go after them. So they were able to successfully rob these businesses of almost $1,000 worth of goods. And they were covered by the new laws that they were putting in. And these Democrats and these left-wingers are putting these laws in because, well, people need to eat and they're hungry. And what you're doing is discriminatory towards them. So, of course, you need to go into and rob a Nike store or a Gucci or something else because you can maybe eat the handbags. I don't know. So it's these own administrations that are protecting the criminals that hurt the taxpayers and the working class. So when it comes to this, when the Democrats are in charge in these places and unlawfulness is running rampant, you need to take some sort of action to start helping the taxpayers of these places. And here's a new Lil Nas X. I have to do an update on this because this moron was found naked walking in the middle of the road. I'm going to get to that. Let's get back to this. I don't want to get sidetracked, but I will do that one.
Sweeping the nation after deploying the.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Hi, I'm fake AI Chinese. I point to board, you do board. Shut the fuck up.
Washington, D.C. Now the White House plans to extend its effort across 19 states, all with the goal of curbing crime and supporting immigration enforcement. We'll talk to Republican Congressman Pat Fallon in just a moment. Plus, an illegal alien accused of killing 3 people in a truck accident is due in court today. What he's facing as yet another illegal alien, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, was set free. And we're getting new details this morning on the raid of former National Security Advisor John Bolton's home and office.
Yeah, so there's that too. They're going after that scumbag.
and why. Welcome to Fox News
That's
Live,
the thing I
everybody.
gotta
I'm
get
Kevin
to.
Cork in the nation's capital. We begin at the White House, just across the road, where the president wrapped up a fairly busy week, I think it's easy to say. Lucas Tomlinson joins us from the North Lawn. Hey, LT.
Good morning, Kevin. We just received some new numbers. Over 2,000 National Guardsmen are this morning patrolling the streets of Washington, D.C. This comes as the D.C. police force, we know, is over 800 cops short. And those National Guardsmen are coming from a number of states, part of President Trump's crackdown on crime here in the nation's capital. And yesterday in the White House, the president says they could be going to other cities in the future.
We're going to make our cities very, very safe. Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent, and we'll straighten that one out probably next. So I think Chicago will be our next, and then we'll help with New York.
So Chicago and New York, Kevin. Now, for context, last year, the murder rate in D.C. was on par.
So the statue, for anyone that was wondering on there, that trophy, that's the FIFA World Cup. I've got to get to that because the FIFA World Championship is going to be coming to the United States the first time ever. I've got to get to that as well. We'll continue.
With Chicago, and nearly 4 times higher than Los Angeles, and nearly 6 times higher than New York, as you can see there. And you mentioned off the top, 1,700 National Guard members will be sent to 19 states. That's less than 100 per state. The White House says they will be helping DHS with clerical support and other logistical tasks for processing illegal aliens at ICE facilities. Now, speaking of law enforcement, yesterday FBI agents raided the home of Trump's former national security advisor, John Bolton, outside Washington, his home in Montgomery County, Maryland. And FBI agents were also seen in his office, the one he rents here in Washington, carrying boxes of documents, likely searching for classified information. Yesterday, the president admitted he's not a fan of Bolton, who wrote a book criticizing Trump after Bolton left the White House.
I'm not a fan of John Bolton.
So you got John Bolton being raided too. I don't think we 100% know what that's about yet.
Suffers major Trump derangement syndrome.
We'll find out what the deal is with that. Let's go forward.
And now that effort is actually expanding across the country. Texas Republican Congressman Pat Fallon is here with us this afternoon. This morning. It is great to have you with us. This is one of those situations, frankly, you and I have to live here. And anything that we can do to make it safer for citizens like us or for visitors in particular, I think is a very strong move by this White House.
Oh, yeah,
what do you think of my goofy haircut?
Consider that the chairman of the police union in D.C. has admitted and shared that they were told to downgrade serious crimes like shootings and carjackings to lesser crimes. And even with D.C. hooking the
I've done a
books
story
on their
like that
crime
already.
statistics,
So
you're
that's
3.5 times more likely to be killed in D.C.
That's why those statistics that the left is using, crime's down 30%, this and that. No, it wasn't. It was crime was up, and they were told to fudge the numbers and make it seem like things were going better. The people that are living there know that things aren't better. You can't fool them with fake numbers. They know. That's why they're coming out and they're doing videos and they're saying, we like what's happening. We feel safer already. This was some of the video from Trump's ride-along. I don't know that actually happened. But I think it's a serious security issue for him to go. But he was supposed to ride along with police and military on patrol in D.C.
Yes. Meantime, in your home state of Texas, the state Senate there actually passed a GOP-drawn congressional map, paving the way, as you know, for 5 more seats. The president, without question, praising that effort. But I have a 3-part question. Why do it?
All right, so these assholes are just going to go on and on. So they're looking to make this move to multiple states, and I think it's something that needs to be done until the people wake up and vote in, a representation that will actually look out for their well-being. Or you find out that these people cheated, probably in most cases, definitely Gavin Newsom in California. He was part of a recall effort and somehow beat the recall effort. So the people were sick of him, wanted to get rid of him, and he somehow survived the recall effort. So there's definitely, in my opinion, shady shenanigans going on in California, and that's how these Democrats stay in office, by cheating. So if you bring the troops in to help keep people safe, and that's what taxpayers deserve, that's some of the things that we're paying for is the ability to go to work, live your life, and not be screwed over in these circumstances. And for now, I think it's good. I mean, can it blow back later on down the road? Sure, any action like this can, but the people deserve better than what they're getting. And for right now, I see this as an overall net positive. Right, got more coming soon, including that Freako Little Nas